What's up? All right, I'm gonna get this thing going and then we'll start talking. Hope everyone's been doing all right. Nice little stream today. Man, I've only been up for like an hour and a half. I'm tired. Okay. If you're in chat, say what's up. I'm gonna jump right into it in a second. I just want to get this one tweet posted. And then once it's up, we can start. Yeah, I already looked into that shitty layer 1 token. Thanks though. Man, I look like such a loser. What's up, Mog Cupsy? Did you end up making money or what's up? All right, I'm going to flip you guys around in a second, but I wanted to say what's up. I wanted to see how everyone was doing. Can I even read code? I don't need to read code. Oh, nice. You've been stabling. That's good. Bro said, well, when your average trade is 6 figs instead of scalps, hit me up, big dog. Okay. Bro's shilling me a 700K market cap coin talking about making 6 figs in one trade. Let's see. Do I trade leverage? No, not really. If you want, okay. I am hiring for a couple positions within Kanto. Let me actually show that real quick. Because I figured that there were going to be a couple people that came in here and asked about that. So I'm going to flip you guys around. You can take a look at this. Did I check the applications? No, not yet. All right, take a look though. Here, I'm looking for someone to help with Twitter and newsletters, social media lead, moderators and community leads. This is actually the one that I need the least amount of help with, but callers, and then someone to be my personal assistant. And then all of the applications are right here. I'm going to be going through these over the weekend because I already have like hundreds of applications and it's probably going to take me a while. But yeah, so that's going to be a thing. If any of you guys are interested, just go ahead and drop an application. One thing that I will say is that like if you are somebody who is interested in any of this stuff, just saying it right off the bat, more than half of the applications that were submitted are really bad. Like not even the fact that the people themselves are bad, like they're just, it's, you could tell that people just like filled it out in 1 second. And it's just like, if there's any of these things that I need help with, I'm going to need like some insight as to why I should work with someone, you know? If someone's going to take 30 seconds to fill out an application, then I don't know if they're really that interested in it, you know? Yeah, I'll check the tickets and everything, but like I'm saying right now, just fill out any any of the pertinent applications, because now I'm just going through like a little bit more of a streamlined process of doing this. Kanto's been doing really well, so we have hundreds of members, which is really good. The community has been super active. Socials have been doing well. Our clips have been doing well. And I really just want to continue to turn Kanto into a place where a lot of people are having a good time, making money. You know, I can help out with whatever I can help out with. So, what are my thoughts on the Coinbase and Robinhood BNB listing today? Good question. It was a long time coming, but it's really tough right now because you got coins that look like this. Okay. I'm going to be farming some clips today. These are all good questions. So if you wouldn't mind giving me a couple minutes to be able to go through, let me actually tag my clipper. Make sure that he's on, and if not, then that's fine too. Okay, got a couple things going on right here. So we're gonna talk about all of the questions that were just asked. We're gonna get some good clips, and I'm gonna tell you guys. Well, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna tell you guys like what I've been doing personally, and then I'm going to answer all of these questions. And then after that, I will read chat again. So we got 3 questions that we're gonna go over. But here's the first thing. I made a video earlier today and I was talking about where I thought the market was and everything. And my personal thought is that there is going to be money to be made on a daily basis. And it does not matter whether or not we are in a bull market or a bear market. Just wake up and trade every day and just swap the stables. Everything is super uncertain. Trump has been doing all this stuff with these headlines and tariffs and not tariffs and, you know, all the stuff that's been going on with that. And so I see people ask all the time, they're like, are we in a bull market? Or are we in a bear market? Are we in a bull or a bear? And it's just like, it really does not matter. Like, I would just erase that whole thing out of your head. Don't even think about whether or not we're in a bull market or a bear market. It doesn't matter. Just wake up and trade whatever is in front of you on that day, make money, and then swap it to stables and then look for the next opportunity. We are not in a time where old dinosaur altcoins in the top 100 are pumping. All of them are still down like 80% from their all-time highs last cycle. I don't know if we're going to get an alt cycle. We might not. All that matters is that right now there is a lot of opportunity on BNB. There's a lot of opportunity on like new pairs, on swing trading like these coins on BNB. And so I personally am focusing on this until the volume dies and it's not lucrative anymore. And then I will look out for the next thing. So that's the first thing that I would say about the way that everything is going on. Just don't worry about like whether or not we're in a just the market's good or bad. Like there's money to be made regardless. And so I think that there's a lot of people actually that are getting lost in the sauce because they're just like, well, I don't want to trade if we're not in a bull. And it's like, dude, it literally, there's never going to be confirmation on that. Just trade stuff. Like just, it really is just that simple. So that's the first thing. And then, next. So what are my thoughts on the Coinbase and Robinhood BNB listing? I think, well, let me fix my hair because I just fucked it up. What are my thoughts on the Coinbase and Robinhood BNB? What are my thoughts on the Coinbase and Robinhood listing BNB? So they realize that all the volume is on BNB and Coinbase specifically, like they obviously are not going to want to list BNB because it's a competitor's token, but they realize that they're probably missing out on money by not having it listed. And so I think Coinbase is finally catching up to the rest of the game. They move really slow in basically every category, whether it comes to customer service, whether it comes to figuring out meme coins, which they still haven't done, whether it comes to literally anything. And so they're playing catch up with basically everyone. It is astounding to me how far they've gotten, considering that they are continuously locking everyone out of their accounts and everything. But I think that they saw it as an opportunity to make money on trading fees. So BNB obviously has tons of volume. There's lots of coins that have volume on BNB, and Coinbase needs to figure out how to do something similar and to regain trust, because right now they are like they're in the Stone Age, like in terms of, like I said, everything that has to do with everything. Thoughts on the Meteora drop tomorrow? So I think that the Meteora airdrop is going to be a good test to see how much confidence and liquidity there is on Solana. Everybody knows that Meteora is huge in terms of liquidity pools and all of that. And I know a lot of people that have farmed fees on Meteora, and there have been people that have asked me, do I think that the trenches are going to come back? Is Solana going to catch a bid and all this stuff? And the thing is at this stage in the cycle, I would be very surprised to see people take that money and reinvest it back into coins on Solana, because what coins are they going to buy? And that's actually a question that I would ask you guys in chat, which is, let's say that Meteor airdrop happens. Let's say they open at 1 bill FDV. Are those people that sell that, are they going to stable that money and are they going to cash it out, or are they going to buy tokens on Solana? Is it going to reignite the trenches? And the question to that is, what coins are people going to buy? What are the tokens to even buy on Solana right now? Neat, Tokaboo, like what is there? Right now there's not a ton, KLED, like there's not a ton of confidence in other coins, but like there's only a handful. And so it's one of those things that I guess we'll have to see. But I know people that have farmed the Meteora airdrop, they're going to get huge airdrops. Good for them. And we'll just see what happens. But I would be very interested to see how the market reacts to something like that, for sure. What do I think about the Coinbase up only acquisition? So I think it was obviously a strategic thing. There has to be more behind the scenes of it. If you're not familiar with the way that things went down, Coinbase bought an NFT of Kobe's, which said that they would do like 8 episodes of this podcast, and Kobe's like the most influential crypto Twitter person in the entire space. And I think it might have been like a marketing ploy, but let's think about it. Well, and also Coinbase did acquire Kobe's company, which is called Echo. So that's like a whole other thing too. So there was multiple different things in there. But what's interesting is that if you look at what Coinbase did compared to Binance, Coinbase just bought $25 million worth of an NFT of Kobe's. And I'm assuming that that has to do something with the deal that they did of acquiring his company, that maybe it hasn't been disclosed. So I don't think that they just did it just because they want Kobe to go live. But then you have Binance, which they're just creating runners, and they did a $45 million airdrop back to the people that were trading coins on BNB. And so I think it's just totally different ways of approaching it. Binance realizes that the way that you get attention on your chain is by pumping out runners, and Coinbase, they just are kind of doing random shit that doesn't work. So yeah, man, I don't really know. I would say that the sentiment for Coinbase overall is pretty low. I think that they need to figure out how to fix their customer service. They need to stop locking people out of their accounts, and they need to find a way to pump runners on their on their chain, because as of right now, Base is like kind of cooked. And you have Jesse, the Coinbase. Let me actually pull this up. Jesse, what's the guy's last name? Dominoes. Look at this. Look at this real quick. Hold on. I want to show you guys this. This Jesse guy, he tweeted out this meme and then made a coin for it, and then the coin just dumped. It went to absolute zero. This guy has got to be one of the most clueless people when it comes to what drives activity on chain. It is truly unbelievable. I mean, look at the comments. Bro doesn't get it. Bro, why are you tweeting tickers? You don't have motion like ZZ. No motion. Yo, dog, you will be losing your job getting sued. Please don't post tickers. That's insane. You're making me not like Coinbase. Like, there isn't a single positive thing. And I just cannot. I understand that any publicity is good publicity. But dude, here's the solution. Coinbase guys, go out, find a couple coins like Miggles or whatever. There's like a couple different coins that like are on base that you could just pump the shit out of them. Just go, whatever it may be, the AI tokens like virtuals or any of those. Just go find a couple tokens, bundle them, pump them, make people money, and reinstill confidence. This is not it, dude. This is just not it. And stop locking people out of their accounts, dude. Like, it is incredible. It is truly incredible. The reason why I'm critical about this is because it is just like unbelievable to me personally, the way that they have done business. And if you type in Coinbase like locked out of account, everyone you've ever known is locked out of their Coinbase account. Everyone, dude. Everyone. Man. They got to figure something out. That wasn't even the question. That's the thing. That was not even the question that was asked. But I just went on a whole rant because honestly, man, it is like, am I wrong? Please tell me if I'm wrong. You guys, like, right? Let me ask you this. What exchange do you guys use? I personally use Kraken. Binance. Interesting. MEXC, yeah. I used to use Coinbase and then I stopped because I got locked out. I got locked out of my Coinbase account. I would tell you this right now. If you even remotely care about your money, do not keep any money on Coinbase ever. Kraken is so easy. It's so easy. Yo, T Money. So you stopped using Kraken because of high fees on what? What were you doing? Because I don't think that people realize that if you want the absolute lowest fees, let's say that you hold Solana. You don't go and send Solana to Kraken or any exchange and then sell the Solana on the exchange. You take your Solana, you then go and you swap it on chain into stables, and you send the stables to your exchange, and then you cash, and then you sell your stables into USD. That is the cheapest way to do it. Did I miss any other questions? I feel like I did. Yeah, BNB's been doing really well. I've only taken one trade in the past, I think, 3 days. But it went well, so I was happy about it. Man, this coin is so cooked. I can't even believe that pumped as hard as it did. Jeez. If Coinbase can manage to become a nearly $100 billion enterprise, there's no reason not to believe that any of us can hit 8 figs trading. Interesting that you made that relation, because I think those are two different things, but yeah, Coinbase is crazy. I have to pee. Binance, the BNB coin is probably not going to dump very hard at all, because they are just absolutely pumping the shit out of it all the time. And even if we go in a bear market, the lowest that it'll probably go at this point would be like $600, unless of course they went insolvent and then it would just go to zero. But I'm gonna do some free monthly giveaways to Kanto. If you are interested in receiving a free monthly to Kanto, type the number 4. Oh shit, dude. Where did all you guys come from? Bro said Belgium. I'm not talking about like your actual location, dude. Okay, this Squex guy that just said 6'7", open up a ticket in the Kanto Discord. That's funny. Six seven. 6'7". You want to talk about something that's crazy? Is the fact that 6'7" on Bonk couldn't go past like 20 mil or 30 mil or something? Should that not have been $100 million market cap token? I don't even know why I still have this pulled up. You know what? I think I can actually let me run a giveaway real quick in here. I can do a giveaway. All right, we're going to do something real quick. Okay. Let's just do this real quick. Type in 6-7. Damn, dude, we're lit today. $60 seconds left. I'm going to pick like 3 people. All right, I'm going to choose. Let's see. Okay. So, Le Booze, you win. Open up a ticket in Kanto. So there's 1. Let me write this down. I'm not going to let you guys fuck me over here. Nemslack, you win. What's up, Carter? It doesn't count on YouTube chat? No, this is just Twitch. I'm going to wait till this guy says what's up. By the way, this is an entry for you to get a free month in my Discord. All right. Open up a ticket. What do I think about? Yo, Alnex, ask me that question in like two minutes, okay? We're going to run that. That's going to be the next thing that we talk about. Gazzo, whoever this guy is. I'm going to pull like, let me do 3 more. Say what's up, and then I'm going to pull 3 more, and then we're going to get back into talking about just random shit. This guy's not saying anything. Dude, I feel like if I gave away like actual Solana or like stables or something on this stream, I feel like that would go insane. Okay. Yeah. Open a ticket in Discord. This guy, how did this guy win twice? That doesn't count. This guy PE6, whatever the fuck. When I hit a runner in the next few weeks, yo, Mog Cupsy, didn't I give you a free monthly a while ago? Or no? No? All right, then you open a ticket too. You've been pulling up to the stream for a while. All right, you open up a ticket, and then I'm going to roll 2 more, and then after that, I'm going to save the rest until the end of the stream. Why are these people winning twice? Arctic 050. Oh, you won anyway. There you go. I'm going to do one more then. ADVP not following me, reroll. Arctic, you already win. What's with all these same people winning? Jelly bean gameplay. All right, this will be the last one for now. Okay, ADVP. Yeah, you can open a ticket too. How about that? Yeah, man. I mean, this is just Nightbot. Like, I don't even ever use this. I used to use this back in the day all the time. Here's what I'm gonna start doing though. The point of the streams really is to just shoot the shit, help you guys out, have me focus a little bit on what's going on in the market so I can get some good insight, farm some clips. I'll give away some free monthly subscriptions to Kanto. At the end of the stream, I'm going to give out more. So, I mean, if you've been looking for like a place to trade and whatever, you can sign up to Kanto if you don't want to rely on winning a giveaway, or just hang out and potentially win. I've been giving out a lot more free monthlies to people who have never been in Kanto because I realize that there's a lot of people that are just trying to. I realize that there's a lot of people that are trying to make it in crypto and don't have a place to trade. And the thing is when I first started trading and I got into the space, I would not have been able to make the money that I did if it weren't for joining a couple of the initial groups that I got into. And I think that people really downplay what being in a good group, like what it does for you, whether it's like a friend group or a paid group or whatever. Now, obviously, I run Kanto, and my goal is to help people as much as I possibly can. Not everyone has access to a group of friends that are grinding and are constantly looking for things, but if you're like trading solo or if you're not trading with a good group, especially these days, like you're just putting yourself at a disadvantage. And that's why I want to try to come on here and like, you know, give some people some trials, why I want to like help people out. Because all I do all day long is I wake up, I get on my Discord, I answer questions, I look for plays, I try to navigate things and help people out as much as I possibly can. And anyone that's in Kanto kind of knows what I do. I've been running it for like 4 years. And one thing that is actually kind of sad is that I was going through my old Discords, and you'd be surprised as to how many Discords and stuff gave up. Like owners of groups gave up, owners of projects gave up. And so, yeah. What's up, Chief? I'll give you a free monthly too. I know that you were in there for a while. I'll hook you up if you're still trading or if you want it. You were in Kanto last time this year? Nice. Well, you're going to hop back in. Oh, and I did just update our Twitter tracker so we have Rye monitors. So that's like the best monitor in the space. It has been very helpful. And I've been adding and removing different accounts based off of everything. Like whether or not they're good or not, spammy and all that shit. Am I personally giving out calls? I tell people when I buy and sell stuff. I'm gonna answer this question in a second. If you guys won, open a ticket in Kanto and I will give you your role. Give me like 30 seconds to take a piss, and then I'm gonna answer a couple questions and then we'll run it back. So, okay. What do I think about what's happening in the trenches right now with the mess of vamping, meme rush, bundling every Twitter quick buy by a kid with 20 soul? And what do you think will happen in the future? And what do I think is the solution? So I'll tell you exactly what my thoughts are on all of that. I think we have evolved as a space. I think that meme coins, they had a crazy run back in 2024. There were a ton of coins like Dog with Hat, there was Pop Cat, and then you just started to see more meme coins pop up on Solana, like even that choose rich Nick guy, like he was going viral back a couple like months into the Solana meme coin cycle, and his coin about him went to like 60 or 70 mil, and then got it got more diluted because there was a lot of money to be made. And back then, that was even before there was Photon and BullX and Axiom. And so nobody really had tools. A lot of people were trading on Telegram bots, and there weren't a lot of um, like these bundles and all this stuff. It was a lot more organic. And so as time went on, things got way more efficient, and people started to get smarter where they're like, oh, okay, Chill Guy went to 800 mil, but there's been other different TikTok viral things that have happened where those couldn't even break 30 or 40 mil. And it's because I think people have realized that that retail isn't coming to buy these coins really anymore, or like they might not have ever been buying them to begin with. Yeah, sure, there's some people from outside of the space that aren't here every day that probably came in and bought Chill Guy because they thought it was funny. But a good example of what's been happening in the trenches is what happened with 6-7, and how there was the one on Bonk that it did okay, but people expected it to do way better. And then there was one that launched on Pump that vamped it. And then there was one that launched on BNB. And so what ends up happening is you have three different coins. And if it's super viral, and if a lot of people are talking about a certain event or something like that, then people don't even know which coin to buy. And so people have gotten tired of buying bundled rugs, and like they don't know which token to buy. They don't know if it's going to run on Solana or on BNB. I actually saw a tweet where there was a coin that popped off, and it was like up only. I think it was when Kobe announced that he was going to be doing his stream again. I think it was that. It might not have been, but the one on Sol did terrible, but the one on BNB did really well. And I think that's like what's happening is you could have the right thesis, but you might be on the wrong chain. And I just think that like a lot of people are tired because a lot of people don't have the money to be able to put it into this stuff and not know which token is going to run. And the best part about the trenches a year ago was that there wasn't really any PvP. It's the same thing as what we saw on BNB at the first 2 weeks. Is everyone was just piling into the one coin. It was running super hard and everyone was happy. And the PvP and all these different tokens launching and everything, it really cooked the space because people are like, I don't know which token to buy, so I'm just not going to buy them at all. And that's really what happened. And you can even see that I believe it was Meme Rush. Like they said that they were going, like if a ticker launched, they were going to like lock that ticker so that multiple can't be launched or something like that. Like they're trying to come up with ways to prevent PvP. And I know Bonk was talking about it. But yeah, that's like what I think has been one of the biggest downfalls of the trenches overall is a coin will run and the cabal will miss it or they didn't launch it, and then they go out and then they vamp it, and a lot of these guys have a lot of money, and so they'll just pump hundreds of soul into a coin so that it goes up, vamps the original one, they nuke it, they get creator fees, and then that's it. So there's a lot of things that are wrong with the space. I could keep going in more into detail, but all of this stuff has made it way harder for people to want to trade because they feel like they can't win as much as they used to be able to. So that's the first thing that I'm going to say. Rose and Bomb just gifted how many of these? 12 gifted. So I want to personally shout out you. Thank you so much for doing that. That is super kind of you. So thank you for that. That's very, very nice of you. I appreciate that a lot. Was it 20? It was 20? Was your Discord been lurking all month? Are you in? I'll gladly give you a monthly sub for doing that. That was really nice of you. Damn, I'm like I gotta read through chat. I missed out on a couple things here. This guy said Discord is not offering a free week despite it being an option. Yeah, the only way that you can get free trials is if I give it to you in the Discord. If you did get a gifted, please thank Rosenbaum because I don't really ever get gifteds like that. And so if you are somebody who got one, definitely thank them. So in conclusion, there is some future for the trenches. I think that is there a solution? I think that the human I think that this is what'll probably happen. It's exactly what just happened. Why did people go to BNB? Because there were runners. People were enjoying being able to buy a coin at 2 million and watching it go to 100 million. That wasn't happening on Solana. People want to trade. And I think that anybody that's in here and anybody that's listening, I'm going to ask you this question. Would you trade on a chain where there's like anytime there's a new narrative or a new coin or something that pops up, there's just one. And so you can say to yourself, is this a good narrative? This is the one coin. I'm going to bid this or not. Would you trade an environment like that where you knew that if there was a certain narrative for a certain coin and it was good enough, you would just buy that one coin and not have to worry about other coins? Yes. Everybody would. In my opinion, I don't think that there's anybody in chat that's going to say no to that, because why would you not want that? Now, the problem is there's too many launch pads. There's too many different, like there's always going to be vamps. There's always going to be PvP. But the reason why I personally really liked BNB is because for the first 2 to 3 weeks, there was no PvP on anything at all. I think that's one of the reasons why people want ICM, or why Pump Fund streaming tokens did well. Because if you have a certain company or if you have a certain streamer and if they launch a coin, you can say to yourself, am I bullish on this company or person? Yes or no? If the answer is yes, then you buy their specific token. It can't be vamped. It can't be PvP'd. I will buy and I will speculate on that. It was the same thing that was happening on BNB. And so the reason, in my opinion, as to why things are the way that they are is because of the fact that multiple tokens could get launched with the same ticker, and the PvP and the vamps, it literally pushed more than half of the people that really liked trading away. And it especially pushed away the whales. Whales were not they were just not bidding anything on Sol anymore. And then what happened? They showed up on BNB in a huge way. And it just goes to show that like whales still want to bid stuff, but they're not. Whales, and even myself, do not want to bid in an environment where they feel that the token that they bid could get vamped or PvP'd. It is too risky. It is not worth it. This guy said, yeah, but that volume is artificial. Let me ask you a question. Does it even matter if the volume is real or not? If the coin is going up, who cares? Like, people are like, well, it's not organic volume. Why does it matter? Like, if somebody, like, why, if the coin is going up, and if it, whether it's Binance pumping the shit out of their coin, or whether it's you and me buying and pumping the shit out of a coin, why does it matter where the money comes from as long as the coin goes up? And by the way, was Fartcoin organic? No. That was not an organic run. Like, the way that things are is that on a coin, let's just take Fartcoin for example. Fartcoin, what happened was there were market makers that longed the bottom and they pumped the fuck out of it, and it went from like 300 mil all the way to 1.6 mil, 1.6 billion. They slowly market made it along the way, did whatever they did with their positions. I don't know exactly when they were buying and selling. But then once they said, "Up, this is over," they sent it from 1.6 billion all the way down to like wherever it is, 350 mil. But there was a lot of opportunity in that pump. There's no way that that was organic. Unless I'm just dumb. How's the P&L today, bro? I haven't taken a trade in 3 days. My monthly P&L is like one of the best. I'm on like one of the best win rates, one of the best win streaks that I've been on in like in a singular month. Let's put it like this. I don't think that I have had a month where every single day that I traded, I was green. I lost money on trades throughout the month, but I ended the day green on like every single day so far this month. And it actually does, it makes me not want to trade because I don't want to fuck up my my calendar. I don't want to, you know what I mean? But I did pretty well. I did pretty well this month for sure. Last one. What do you think will happen in the next months? Will the trenches die forever like NFTs, or will there be something else? Um, shit coins are not gonna die. Now, certain narratives within shit coins are gonna die. Like, are TikTok viral memes gonna pump? Maybe not as hard as they did before. Are brand new memes that like an artist creates and like FWOG are things like that going to pump? Maybe not. But people love trading shitcoins. It's the best casino in the world. And so shitcoins themselves have always been a thing, whether it was gaming tokens, whether it was meme coins, whether it was AI. People are going to trade shitcoins. Shitcoins are not going to die, but the narrative and which shitcoins go up in price is going to change over time for sure. The difference between shitcoins and NFTs is that NFTs they're bricks. They're like the NFTs not having a liquidity pool and them being like, okay, I own this thing and someone has to buy this one clunky $10,000 thing off of me. It's just different. Whereas like with something like this, like you can buy or sell however much of this you want and you're fine. So the reason why NFTs died, I think, was in large part because what ended up happening at the beginning of NFTs is people started to feel like they needed to be businesses, and all the businesses failed because having an NFT attached to your business is a terrible business model, which is why like I don't have an NFT for my group or anything. Like it's just monthly subscription. And if you look at like all these businesses, like how do you raise revenue? How do you make money unless you're selling more NFTs or if you have other sources of revenue? And so The idea that NFTs needed to be businesses, I think, is what really fucked NFTs over, and the fact that they were just illiquid as shit. What do I think about streamer coins? I think that objectively, the issue with streamer coins is that it's the same thing as what we're seeing with a lot of other coins like this, like for example. Well, I have this pulled up. What would make a coin like this go up? A Binance listing or CZ tweeting it? There need to be catalysts. And the fact is that Solana as a whole is having a hard time getting people to buy things, regardless of what it is. We're in a time when people feel like there needs to be catalysts, and you would think that the catalyst would be on the side of the streamer. Oh, if the streamer goes viral, their coin will pump and everything. But the issue is that it's more than just the streamer. People want pump fun to support these coins and to support these people and to highlight them, and they're not doing that. I think that people are overall very frustrated with pump fun. There's obviously a lot of people that are in support of them in one way or another, but I think that there are people that are very much so of the mindset of why are they not publicly supporting streamer coins right now, even though they did for a week? Where's the airdrop? Are they going to try to find a solution to PvP? Because also, like, I'll just say this right now. If Pump Fun, if they released some sort of thing where they were like, the first ticker that launches is the one that, you know, is going to get a $10,000 buyback from Pump Fun, and that's the one that is going to be supported by the launchpad, it would almost fix PvP problems entirely if they just did that. And I don't know why they don't, because if Pump Fund just tried to help pump one token on any certain narrative and send it to $5 or $10 million, they're going to make that money back on pump swap fees regardless. So I just really think, and obviously they built one of the most successful companies in the history of crypto. They've got their shit figured out way better than what I like. Their business is doing better than my business, right? So I'm not gonna sit here and I'm not gonna tell them how to run their business, because they are going to do what they want to do, and they're going to communicate the way that they're going to communicate, and that's going to be that, and that's fine. But I haven't. That's it. That's all I'll say. We'll leave it like that. I think if they supported I think if they supported the ecosystem a little bit differently and communicated better, that would be better. Have I spoken with Elon? Yeah, I have. I took a call with him a while ago. This guy goes, "How are you a top BNB trader? You're speaking gibberish. I don't even have one BNB in my wallet." Yeah, well, I use GMGN for charting, and I use Bloom for trading, and I don't hold BNB. I trade on a daily basis, and then I swap everything into stables at the end of the day. So why would I use Bloom instead of GMGN? That's a good question. I already had Bloom set up at the time, and so I don't know. It was nice. I just liked using it, but I am gonna import my wallet. Things have been kind of slow, so like I am gonna import my wallet into GMGN and just start trading on here anyway. Bloom was fast as well, but I mean, it's all relative at this point. I hadn't used GMGN prior to BNB, but I'm actually gonna start using it for other stuff too. Bro, this guy's a cop. He goes, "Can we see the stables?" Did I use desktop trading terminals before? Not really. I was always using like Telegram bots and stuff up until what I did is I was using when I first got into the space, I was using like Uniswap and Jupiter. And then from there, I started using Telegram trading bots when those came out, like Maestro, and it's crazy to even like think about that, but like Maestro and Banana Gun, and then Photon came out, and then BullX came out, and then Axiom came out. So I've kind of enjoyed using Telegram bots over time. That I guess that is kind of true. I do look like I'm not one to be talking because I don't have any BNB in my wallet. So that was kind of a fair point. That was funny. I could show you guys my month that I had on BNB if you're interested. I was waiting to do a video on it. Because I was gonna do like a full video talking about like how I cooked over the past month and how I didn't take a single red day at all. That might be the next thing that I do. I wonder if that guy's still here or if he left. Yo, Sensor Nation, thank you for the resub. I appreciate that. What did Tolly retweet? Is it this? I wasn't even paying attention. Do I know when BNB will be on Axiom? I think soon. They told me soon. But I reached out to them the other day and they didn't respond to me, so I don't know. Can you still make it in the trenches by yourself? Yeah, of course, but you definitely have to put in enough time and you got to be willing to take risk and know what to buy and know what not to buy. How old is this? This has been out for 15 minutes. Do I go over my month that I had? This is the tab right here. Ugh. Heard some kids use the term LARP and mentioned me. Dude, hate I hate the PNL. Like, I used to post PNLs more often. But I just stopped. I realized that, like, I'll tell you what it is that I know that this cycle has been really hard for a lot of people. I see it on Twitter, people talking about getting like wiped out, and it's like I don't want to be like unrelatable, cuz I've gone through like bad periods too where I lost a ton of money, you know? Like, people who don't P&L farm have S tier aura. Well, people think that, like, cuz I don't, I mean, I kind of look like, and I like it like this. People think that I live in like my mom's basement, when it's just like, this is just like a side bedroom of a place that I rent, you know? This is just like my office. But I guess I'm going to end up making the video anyway. So we can talk about things. Uh You've been trenching for 4 months, never had a green month. It takes time, man. It really does. Like, it's not one of those things that you can just pick up because, like, and just immediately be successful unless, like, you have a history of gambling and poker and shit. You had to really, really understand the game and execute at it on a high level. Sup, Fort? Yeah, I guess that guy that called me out isn't in chat still. He left. He's probably going to Twitter to make a post about how I'm LARP. The issue is FOMO. I'll tell you one of the best ways to get away from FOMO is when you realize that you don't have to make it today. Like, you don't have to make it today or tomorrow or next week. Like, you have time to make it. That's the thing. I feel like people feel like they're you know what's very interesting about this cycle is that everyone keeps saying that we're in a bull market and that everything's going up forever and everyone's crushing it. Yet everyone has anxiety about making millions in 2 weeks because they know that the cycle is going to end soon. So it's like, how can we be in a bull run? And then the same people that are saying we're in a bull run are also like the most anxious about making it in the next like month because they're afraid that the market is going to dump. Not gonna lie, you also need luck. Yeah, you totally do. You definitely need to have some sort of luck. But it's one of those things that it's like the more time that you spend, the more time that you spend doing something, the luckier you're gonna get. Oh, look at that. What is this, a 250K topper? Yeah, I'm going back to BNB. Like, poker is 80% skill and 20% luck. I would how would I say, like, I think that that's pretty similar to coins too. I feel like it is like the same. I think it's about, I would take that. I'll give you a really good example of what luck is in crypto. This coin, right? I'm going to pull my P&L for this coin. And I'm going to tell you what happened. This is one of the things that I'm going to go through in a second. You guys saw this coin, right? You know, do you guys know the lore behind this coin by chance? Do you know what this is? Okay. So I track my own wallet in this. So this little bubble right here is me. So I bought 1,200. I was DCAing here. I bought some here. Where else? I bought some right here. So I bought 5K right there at 3.5 mil. I bought another 1,200. Then I bought another 1,200. And I knew that Jake guy was pushing this as like the SPX of BNB. And so you can see that like I was up a little bit and I was DCAing because I was like, they'll probably try to crime this back up. And then look what happened. I think that this was like pure luck, basically. I think this one's me. Where's me? Yeah, dude. I had an average sell of 24 mil on this. Was this one me too? This one. Yeah, dude. So this was an example, I think, of what luck, when luck meets preparation. Because like I was just DCAing this because I was hoping that it'd bounce back to like 6 and go to like an all-time high and I would have sold this for a 2x. But this was the P&L for it. So like that was what I would say is probably one of the most lucky trades that I've made in the past. I don't even know how long. How did I know that someone would move this coin? Well, it was being pushed by a couple of guys that have hundreds of thousands of followers on Twitter, and it started looking like it was a farm and it was just dumping. And then CZ literally randomly, completely randomly decided that he was going to reply to it, and then it candled it from 2 mil to 25 mil in 1 second. So it's like, what can you do? What can you do about that? With a Tolly retweet, we got 100K market cap. Yeah, man. Dude, CZ interacted with this and it literally, look at this. This is a 1 minute candle from 2 mil to like, it wicked so hard, dude. That was insane. Turning 6 BNB into like 40. And I was going to lose money on it. I was legit, I was going to lose money on that trade. Because I bought here. I wasn't going to lose much. It was going to be like 2 to 3K. But I was down, dude. I put in 5K at like 3.5 mil. I put in another 12K at 3.6. So I had like almost 7K in. Then I bought like another. Dude, just nuts. So anyway, the reason why I bring that up is because we're talking about like how much of this is luck and how much is skill. A skill is knowing how to identify a narrative and seeing that big accounts were talking about it and saying to yourself, this could be a play, maybe not to 20 mil, but maybe to like 10. The luck part was that I was in the coin and then they were shilling it to CZ, and then CZ caught the bait. He took the bait and then he tweeted about it. So Do I mostly trade by myself or with other people? I trade and with my Discord every day. Every day. I'll say this though. If I didn't have anybody to trade with, I'd think I'd do okay. Would I want to do that? No. I'm also in a couple groups that I've been in for like a long time. Like I'm in and I mainly just lurk, but like I'm in Pastel, I'm in Prosperity, I'm in a couple like other smaller like Discord, like I'm in one small Discord, and then I'm also in like a couple Telegram chats, but no, I'm not in Potion. I'd say the group that I spend the most time in that isn't my own is Prosperity. And I've known Owari for like a long time. Anyway, what were we doing? Would I make as much profit if I wasn't a KOL? Yes. Me being an influencer makes no difference to my trading. Like legit no difference. Because if you type in !wallet, I don't share my public wallet in here. I traded on a completely undoxed wallet on BNB for the entire month of October. And on GMGN, you can see how many people are tracking your wallet. And I only have 30 people that are tracking my wallet. And when I was trading originally, like for the first like week or two, I had like none. I don't have copy traders. I do not have copy traders. And I can prove it. I have proof. How do you see how many people track your wallet? I'll give you a good example. Letter Bomb has 11,000. It says tracked right here. 11,000 people tracked his wallet. Do you think it's possible to make profit without any alpha group / cabal? Yes, except you have to like really be locked in and you got to know what you're doing. You have to be super fucking locked in and you have to dedicate all your time into it. But my question is like, why would you not trade with friends? Why would you not trade with a group? Like if you're serious about, you know what I mean? Like if you're serious about trading, you're going to want to be in a group or something. I'm going to go over my trades and stuff in a minute. Let me go pee again. This guy goes, damn, I got 30 people who track me. What the fuck? You know what's actually funny is that I think you have more people that track you than track me. You don't like trading with other people because they give out whack calls that make me lose money? Well, find better people. Do I trade perps? I saw you ask that multiple times. The answer is no. I do not trade perps. Do you trade perps? Any Pokemon card updates lately? I have a couple PSA submissions actually that are coming back soon. So I'm excited for that. Is BNB volume going to come back? Or you think no? Yeah, I mean, it's here. This coin literally is a day old and it had $48 million in volume and went to like 20 mil. Serious question. I have an idea to take 10 trades of established coins, not gambles, over 1 to 5 million market cap, flip $10 to 10K by only doing 2x PNL in 10 trades. Possible or not? Yes. You should probably try to start with more than 10 bucks though. When I first got into crypto, I started with like 5K. But it was like all the money I had. And if I lost it, I was going to have to make more money. What's my view on Cupsy method on BNB? I don't know what you mean. Like him buying and selling quick. I don't think that people should try to replicate what Cupsy does. Do I have an export of the wallets and Twitters I track? Yeah, but they're all in my Discord for the elite members that I have. Do I think Sharks makes a new all-time high? I think their website is down. They just put out a tweet 2 seconds ago saying that they launched their Telegram. I'm not even in this coin, by the way. I don't know. Maybe. Man, this has been pumping. You think groups are only worth it if it's an FNF where you need a specific PNL to get accepted? I mean, groups are only good if groups are good if you get value out of them, as far as I'm concerned. I think you want to be around people that are consistent over time, that have a somewhat decent hit rate over the years. Because it's like there could be a month where like a group really sucks because everything sucks, and then there could be another month where you know, the owner of the group or whoever finds something super early and cooks it, you know? Kind of like with Aster, like I pinged Aster at 30 cents before it went to like $3 or whatever. But the month before that, I was like getting my ass kicked. 6-7, 6-7. I think people put too much of an emphasis on certain groups, whether it's like paid or F and F, over like a short period of time. Like people will join a group for a month and they'll be like, this sucks. But it's like, there's some months that like the market sucks. Like, I'll say this, if Cooker or JS or Owari or whoever have a bad month, I wouldn't be like, their group sucks. I know that those guys are going to be good over time. So it's like, then not everyone's perfect. And you want to be around the people that are able to think for themselves and aren't going to quit. Do I think the soul trenches are over? I have no idea. If volume comes back to soul, I'll trade on soul. If volume doesn't come back to soul, I won't. If volume's on BNB, I'll trade on BNB. If volume dies on BNB, I won't trade there. I'll trade wherever. Why not just have a bit of both? I mean, I sit in stables. So if there's a coin that pops up that's on Solana and it looks good, I'll just swap stables into that coin. And then if the coin or, you know, same thing on BNB or whatever. What is this? This is a let's make a prediction. I predict that this is a $225,000 market cap topper. Take your bet. Do you see any chain that has potential to be the next BNB or Sol? Not really. Currently. Carter says top tier. Well, I was thinking that there might be one more run. That wallet you have is early too. Yeah, I know. Fun fact, I had him tracked for the past 2 years before anyone even knew who he was, and you couldn't even look up his wallet to find out who he was. And I had him labeled as early to everything because he was literally early to every single fucking coin. Would you recommend that sitting in stables is the right way to swap? No reason to hold it in Sol. Depends if you think Sol is going to go up. If you want to hold Solana, then just trade in and out of Solana. I personally, at the end of every day, I trade and then I swap everything into stables because this market is really uneasy and I don't know what's going to happen. And yeah. So I just personally prefer to trade in and out of stables. Who is early to everything? His name is Eurus. And he's early to a lot of coins and does not bid anything really over like 100K. Do you receive fees for deving coins on BNB? I do not know how the fee structure is on any of the BNB launch pads. I don't dev, so I wouldn't know. Good question, though. Am I selling all my crypto in January? I am not holding any crypto. I only have stables. I just trade on a daily basis and then I swap everything to stables every day. I have no interest in sitting in Solana or BNB or ETH or anything. I have Bitcoin. That's the only thing that I do hold. Yeah, people give me a lot of shit for that, by the way. Do I farm using my stables? I actually don't. I should, but I don't. It's honestly the move. I mean, people will give me shit all the time for it. They give me shit all the time for it. People have called me broke, they've called me poor, and I'm just like, hey man, I sleep well at night and I don't have to worry about my portfolio dumping overnight. I did really well this cycle and I don't really want to give back any more gains than I already have. Am I crypto full time? Yeah, I've been full time for 4 years. This is dead. GG's. I've been considering buying this. Oh, is there a vamp? Oh no, this is BNB. So you don't move to a bank? No, I moved to bank. I'm saying like I just don't hold like a lot of crypto anymore. I did for like a year and a half though. Man, I was like all in, but then the tariff stuff started hitting and I was like, dude, fuck this. I'm struggling being profitable with meme coins. Any advice? Yeah, that's like the most loaded question ever. There's a million different things to answer that with. Do I stake my USDC? I don't, but I should. I don't, but I should. Am I going to? Probably not. You remember me from NFTs? Yeah, I traded NFTs. This is Binance exclusive. What the fuck? AI bot that trades BNB meme coins using trial and error learning. And it's called 4. God damn, dude. How do you actually get better at trading meme coins? Like, how do you know if something runs to millions or tops at 200K? It comes down to experience, identifying narratives, volume, and just having that eye for things that could potentially catch attention from everyone else. Like, that's really it. Being able to identify what coins are good and which ones aren't is like the number one skill in crypto. Because there's so many coins that I look at and I'm just like, this sucks, and I would never buy it. And then there's other people that are like, I bought this. And then it just dies, and they're like, why? You're in meme coins since Pepe or in 4chan, but you just don't get it. I mean, you just have to learn. Like, you got to pay attention. Why do I have a zero balance on my trading wallet? This isn't the wallet that I trade with. I trade with Bloom. And I swap the stables after every day anyway. Did I buy a Bored Ape? Yeah, I did. I did own a Bored Ape one time. Am I gonna watch the Peter Schiff interview with Thread Guy? No. I'll just see all the clips of it on all over Twitter for the rest of the day. Treat for Tahoe. I'm gonna have to remove that because I don't have Tahoe anymore, sadly. That's sad. Do I think that NFTs that are down will recover? Pudgy, yeah. CryptoPunks, yeah. Meme Land is trying. I wouldn't put it like, I don't know. Thanks, Alexa. I need to remove that. That's really sad, actually. That just ruined my mood. Totally my fault, though. Moonbirds, maybe, yeah. I wonder how many more people are going to be like, you don't have any money in your trading wallet. Yeah. Sadly, I have my dog sitting on my desk. Very sad. Yeah, this is getting slammed pretty hard. I wonder if this is a farm or not. What happened with your dog? He ended up getting cancer and he passed away, sadly. Do I have specific times where you trade or you just hit profit? Nah, I only trade when I see a good coin. Yeah, rest in peace to the pup. It's okay. It's okay. He passed away like 6 months ago. I'm sad. How much money did I lose starting out? I didn't lose money until like a year into crypto, actually. I just cooked, and then bear market came and I didn't have enough stables and I had to sit through the bear market and grind and wait for my bag to go back up, which it did. That's why I always just sit in stables. Why not Solana? What do you mean? Why don't I hold Solana? Because I'm just this late in the cycle, I'm just not holding majors. If I trade on Solana, I swap from stables into a coin and then from that coin into stables. And I go to bed holding no crypto. I do have Bitcoin. That's the only thing I do have, actually. I hold Bitcoin. So this is what I have. I have Bitcoin, I have some stocks, and I have stable coins. And if Bitcoin dumps, I'd buy more Bitcoin. If the market goes into a bear market, I will buy tons of crypto again. I'm just waiting for the dump. If we have tops for now, how long do you think we go through a bear market? I have no idea. I'm not going to sell Bitcoin on peak. Nah, my stocks in Bitcoin, I'm just not trade. I'm not going to swing trade those. Would I take on exposure to prediction markets? I've been looking at them a lot, and I think it's like it would just yes, I've it's tough. It just depends. It depends. Cuz if you're focusing on trading prediction markets and it takes away opportunity from paying attention to something like BNB, I don't know. You can't be too scattered when it comes to this stuff because then you miss out on opportunities and you're not, like you have to be paying attention to the stuff that you think are you're good at. Am I still buying Bitcoin? No, not right now. I'll buy more Bitcoin if we dump. Do I think that we'll see a bull or bear January 2026? I don't know, and it doesn't really make a difference. I don't really care if we're in a bull market or a bear market. I'm just going to trade every day regardless and swap the stables. Like it doesn't really matter if we're in a bull market or not. There's going to be opportunities in a bear market too. Labeling it a bull or a bear makes like absolutely no difference to me. Damn, so this was a 300K topper too? There is no bull or bear, there's just the market. Yep. But volume will go down like crazy. Volume goes down like crazy today. Like, makes no difference. 2 weeks ago, there was lots of volume. Last week, there was less volume. Just wake up, and if there's volume on that day, trade. If there's not, then don't. Like, it really makes no difference. Like, it does not matter to sit and think about whether or not we're in a bull or a bear market. Just look at the coins that are running. If they have volume, then trade them. If they don't, then don't. Well, GG's. Well, this is dead. Do I trade new pairs or wait for them to pump? I normally don't trade coins until they hit like 3 or 400K. And it also depends on what it is. All right. Well, I am tired and hungry. I'm going to get off. I will do a review of I'll do a review of my month of trading like tomorrow's stream or in a video. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Hope you guys enjoyed stream today. I will do more like monthly giveaways to Kanto throughout the week on streams and stuff. This is what I'll say. Join the Kanto Discord. If you are watching this stream, type in !Discord in chat, join the Discord. And what I will do, I don't want to do it right now, but what I will do is if you guys are still watching, I will give out a couple monthlies in like an hour after I get food. I will ping everybody in chat. All you have to do is just come by and I'll do that. Sound good? Well, wait, Saunderness, didn't you subscribe with Prime? Or no? Never mind. That was somebody else. That was somebody else. All right. I'm going to hop off. What I actually will do is for a few people, join Kanto, open a ticket, tag me, and I'll see what I can do. All right. Sounds good. Take it easy. Talk to you guys soon. I'll be back on later. Enjoy. And yeah, 6767. And I hope that you guys heard what I just said because go do that. So, all right. Can we pay with Kanto with fiat? Yes, you can. And if you'd like, I will give you a discount. Open a ticket, 67.